In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for Monday, August 7th, 2023. And with this problem, we're asked, what is 90% of 20? And questions like these involving percents and word problems will typically be taught in a pre-algebra class, though you might see these in grade school, maybe 5th, 6th, or 7th grade, somewhere around there, depending on what school you go to. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own. And when you're ready, unpause the video and we can go through this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted the problem, let's start working through this. And with word problems like these, my general advice is to set this up as a type of equation which you can then solve for. And when setting up equations, when translating from English to mathematical notation, it's helpful to know some of the key words. For instance, this word is the equal sign in the equation. When something is something else, they are equivalent. So we can put an equal sign there. When we see this word what, or maybe it's what number, that is our missing variable. And we can call that whatever we want. Let's say in this case, we can call this x, though if you want to call it some other letter or symbol, that would work as well. And when you see of, that refers to the operation of multiplication. When you want, let's say, 1/2 of 8, you are multiplying 1/2 by 8 to get 4. So when you see of, typically it means multiplication. And at that point, we can just put in our numbers. We have x equals 90% multiplied by 20. So let's start by rewriting this equation. And we will want to rewrite 90% as a decimal so that we can actually multiply. And remember that the word percent can be broken into two parts, where per means to divide by. When you see the word per in mathematics, it typically means division. And cent is the root word for 100. You can think century, centurion, centennial, how many cents are in a dollar. So when you see percent, it literally just means divide by 100. Or in other words, when we have 90%, this just means 90 divided by 100, or 90 hundredths, and we can write that as a decimal as 0.90. We have 0 in our hundredths place, but 9 in our tenths place. Or if we want to think about it as a whole, this is 90 hundredths. So we can substitute in 0.9 or 0.90 for 90%. We have x is 0.9 multiplied by 20. And we've simplified this to multiplication of decimals. And let's write this out as a column. We have 20 multiplied by 0.9. And remember, when multiplying decimals, that we multiply ignoring the decimals first, and then at the end we count up how many decimal places we have and change our answer based on that. Notice that we have one decimal here and no decimals here. So our answer will have one decimal place. So we multiply ignoring the decimals. We do 9 times 0, which is 0. We do 9 times 2, which is 18. And now we use the decimal. Since we have one decimal, we will move our answer's decimal over just one place. And the 0.9 multiplied by 20 is simply 18. So the final answer to this question, what is 90% of 20? Well, 18 is 90% of 20. And one way to check this is that we can just take 18 and divide it by 20 and show that we do get back 90%, or 0.9. If we simplify this, we get 9 over 10, which as a decimal we know is 0.9. And to change something back to a percent, we can just multiply by 100%. Since remember, 100% is just 100 divided by 100, which is 1. And we can always multiply by 1 without changing the number. This really just reformats our number. And multiplying by 100, we move the decimal twice so that we get 90, and then the percent sign just carries along. So we get back this 90%, which is exactly what we expected.